9 o'clock. This is special operations equipment. I do this live every single night of the year at 9 o'clock. I started this company 35 years ago. We make all of this equipment that you see in here, and we make it in this building right here. We've got 308 micros. I have AKM4 micros. I have them in multicam, OD, M1 Grand chest rigs, stacked micros, shotgun rigs, cop rigs, clothes bags, large tool bags, several different kinds of backpacks, a lot of different rifle slings. We made single points in black today. I've got every color. I've got 2-point, single points. I have medical bags, medical backpacks. We have all of that stuff. We build everything right here. I started the company out of San Diego. We moved to Tennessee 20 years ago. Here's some large multicam Tropic tool bags that we've done today. We'll go over here, see what else is out here. I see extra large fupas. If you're not sure what that is a fanny pack. Comes with a waist strap to be worn as a crossbody bag. It also comes with shoulder straps so that you can wear it as a chest pack. Great for motorcycles, mountain biking, tree stands, bow hunting. I also have standard size fupas, which are a little bit smaller. So if you're not rocking that Mark 23 or that Deagle, it'll fit, whatever you want to put in. It looks like I've also got black fupas, XLs. I have mesh pockets. I have, looks like small clothes bags, multicam black. I have a bunch of these. Looks like more 12 gauge micros right there. This is a Tiger Stripe LBV. This is on auction currently right now. I'm sure the auction's going kind of crazy. You should check it out. It is on the Special Operations Equipment Facebook page if you'd like to bid on it, or if you just want to see what it actually goes for. I finished this one tonight. I've been building them every day. It takes about a day and a half to build them. Here are, I'm not sure what these are. I do see OD fupas over there. There's a bunch of belts. We have some splatter prints, something going. Gray, those are probably mesh pockets. These are probably mesh pockets. Looks like they cleared the tables for the most part before they took off. Looks like we have black vehicle visors coming. More splatter print something. Ronald Most, Josh Winnie, Brad Barr, what's up? Off-Grid Ping, what's going on? Joseph Frazier, Hood Billy, Kiri, what's up? Action Jackson, Yotacoma, AJ Harrison, Austin Melton, what's going on? Benjamin Brewer, how are you? Friend Mike should come work with you. He's really good at sewing stuff, and I should actually link this to him. Send it over. If he's good at sewing, he's probably already doing his own stuff. Isaac Barrett, what's up? MFK, what's going on? What's up, John and Amanda Easy K? Is that one an auction like Scully has from when he was in the... Yes, this is actually a little bit of an upgrade. Jeff's was a patrol. It didn't have the adjustable mags back then. So this one has adjustable mags, which makes it work better for 308, and it makes it work better for AK. It still works just the same for M16 mags. As this sits, this will hold 12 5.56 mags, or it'll hold 8 308s. You do have the PALS webbing on the side where you can add more magazine pouches. You also have the belt attachments to put a belt where you can put mag pouches. This has the clips right here to support the butt pack that ties into the belt, and it has the clips to support the hydro carrier, which hangs off of the shoulder set. And this has all the color match Cordura. I made everything out of the Tiger Stripe. Plans for this weekend. I do have plans for the weekend. I don't really say what the plans are until we're done with it, though. I'm not going to Kentucky, if that's what you're asking. Got shipping on Covert Pack today. Austin, right on, man. You're gonna love it. Matchy match, that's right. Whatever the splatter is being built, I'm buying it. Are you? DJ, what's up? Sector 17, what's going on? Detroit, man, what's up? McKirby. Here's the latest one right here. Who likes Arid? Who likes OD Black? Who likes Tiger Stripe? Got shipping oregano oil right on. You're gonna love it. I have an SKS that takes 8K mags, so I'll be checking out. So Caleb, it actually has. It takes real 8K mags. OD Black, Benjamin. Tiger Stripe is awesome. It's up on auction right now. You guys can watch the auction happening live right now on our Facebook page. The Arid is awesome. Yeah, the Arid's pretty awesome. I finished that up tonight. Again, all super matchy match. Everything matches up. Real AK 20 round. Why not 30 round mags? Why 20s? Showed off a lot of gear today in class. Chase, thanks, man. That's badass. Sorry I called you Jason earlier. Sometimes brain short. Mine does too. Don't worry. It'll continue to happen. There are some chemicals you can take that might help a little. Non-vibes? It's actually not the same material. It's not the same pattern. 30 rounds are hard to find in oh, gotcha. So you have a VZ. Oh, no, you said you have an SKS that takes AK max. You guys can have VZ58s, can't you? Well, when the war kicks off, you can have whatever you want. Nope, Glenn, none of those, man. Neurotropics, bud. Neurotropics. There's a lot of videos out there. They removed a ton of videos from YouTube. Is Tiger Stripe rare? Why don't you normally use it? It's rare because I don't run it. It's just kind of like the cool kid shit. There's companies running it. It's not common though. Full General Barbecue. DMAE helps brain function. Amanda, get me some DMAE. What is that, acid or something? No. Corey Settles, what's up? Terrible with names. Me too. I don't know people's names. That's why I don't use their names. Iridium, what's up? I thought you guys could have VZ58s up there. Drove through at least 3 seasons. Brian Marks, what's up, man? How are you? 111 on here. Guys, we can talk about whatever you want. Type it out. We can discuss. We'll run for a while tonight, being that it's Friday evening. It's raining currently. Started taking horny goat weed, noticed an increase in blood flow. Is that real? Or are you being silly? Non-stim pre-workout, man. Or Cialis, like a quarter tab of Cialis. Are tourniquets in stock? Nope, I don't have any tourniquets in stock. That's why you can't order them. I got my shit, and you were not kidding about the gummy bears? Yeah, man. Where am I from? Compton, fool. Do you mean where am I right now? I'm in Tennessee. Show you the water heater. I don't know what you mean by that. There's several water heaters in here. One of them is up behind that wall. As in straight out of Compton. Crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. That's right. Lewisburg, West Virginia. Prepping for banquet for 400. Nice, nice. AJ, what would that cost per plate on that? What what would the charge be for that, do you think? Just curious. Are we going antique hunting this weekend? No, I don't think so. Don't think so. We have a lot of shit that has to be done here in a short amount of time. Tow driver 9 years, started doing tree work. This was first full week, and it showed me how out of shape. Oh yeah, no shit, man. No shit. Warcoat, what's up? Prime rib. What are you cooking all that meat in? Holy shit, gummy army men. Oh yeah, they're great. 45 is the new 50. Get your colon screening. Hey, Danny, that's your one there, right there. Participate here. I don't recognize your name. You're showing up on the lives. That's awesome. You're right. I agree with you. I assume you're selling colon cancer or you have had something happen recently. Participate in our conversation here. Favorite EDC knife? I don't have one, man. Which one do I use every day? This is my beater right here. I can beat the shit out of it. It probably has shit all over it. That's probably poop or blood right there. Super durable. I can use it for stuff you shouldn't use a knife for. Have you had trouble with cold feet? It's never a war crime the first time. That's my buddy Fat Electrician. We talked about that in a video. We have those shirts. I am a fan of his stuff. Got a massive double Blodgett gas convection oven. There we go. You'd love to come. Everybody wants to come work for us, and then they realize it's work. Like you have to, to last here, you have to be fucking super high performance. Everybody wants to come work, and they come in, and they do everything it takes to get the job, and they rarely do what it takes to keep the job. Unfortunately, as an owner-operator and working very close with everybody in the business, I am calibrated very low for mediocrity. Taught class all day, nice. Excited son Fupa, nice. $42 per plate. Got it. Are there any auction houses near you? There are. I don't typically go to auction. The thing I want that they'll have at auction, they won't auction till fucking the end. You'll be there all fucking day. It's usually not a great deal. And with the hours you have to spend there, I would rather just fucking buy the thing. I was raised by my grandparents on the greatest generation value, hard day's work, honest day's pay, got work ethic, my body's just broke. Got it, Tracy. So were you Amish? Because that's what they say. Oyster came back, but I'm good, right on. Curious why the giraffes. Throw me out three. What could it be? Why possibly would the giraffes be there? Give me three options, and then I'll tell you. This rig right here is up for auction. It's on the SOE Facebook page right now. Doubt I'll win, but I'm in. Nice. Doubt I'll win, but I'm in. Maybe, you never know. Still looking for 762 308 bandoliers. Why? Why a bandolier? Bandolier does nothing well. Nothing at all. It's for extra shit. And typically when a dude wants a bandolier, it's because he wants to be cheap and not buy a proper rig. I make a dozen different things that hold 308 rigs, mags. I do split front chest rigs. I do larger chest rigs. I do these LBVs right here. I don't do a bandolier because a bandolier is shitty. It's fucking cool. It's cool. Yeah, that's why, because it's cool. They're in the garage because they wouldn't fit anywhere else. My intention was to cut a hole right here and have the giraffe down here and have his head upstairs holding a basket with like hand grenades, like painted Easter eggs. Unfortunately, the giraffe is so tall, even after cutting 6 inches off the base, the only place it could go was right in the middle of the building where it is out there. And I don't want it right in the middle of the building because upstairs, the ceilings are low. And in the middle of the building is where we walk through. So that was a no-go. So it ended up out there. Need some community like-minded people, and by John saying do something about it and show up, plus in need of a day pack and a dinner bucket. What's a dinner bucket? For some reason, it only let me on the short version. Close out and go to the main page. Don't catch it through the feed. Go, just back out of it. Go to the SOE page and jump on it from there. Spent mags. Yeah, I did tell you to come back, didn't I? Let's look. Why are we having this conversation? Because you have one on order and that's what this is about? Old 1960 pot helmet. Got it. Got it. Spent mags. Modulars. I've got black modulars, Odie black modulars, Woodland modular, and Coyote Kimlight pistol mags. Lunchbox, coal mining talk. I have a canary cage. What else do I have? I have a canary cage. I have a miner's hat, helmet. Is that a manual Singer sewing machine? By manual, do you mean like with a treadle? I do have one with a treadle here. I'm about to buy a really large Singer tacker with a treadle machine, like a huge machine with a treadle. Carbon lamp, yep. No leather holsters, nope. Like an old 1930s steel pot. $1,200. We're at 1,200. Found a Conso 206 near me on Facebook. Oh, for 1,200. That's a little high. I think you could probably, I mean, if you want one, buy it at 1,200. Send me some pictures of it. Let's see what the motor stand looks like, what the motor is. Is it a clutch motor or a servo? At 1,200 bucks, it should have a brand new motor stand, which is the table. It should have a brand new servo motor on it for 1,200. Bingo, you got your bingo cards? That's awesome, man. Joshua Taft, what's up? Chest rig, just saw it. Packed bandoliers and ammo cans were kind of nice. Well, when you get issued ammo, like real military ammo, the stripper clips come in bandoliers. You can find those stupid cotton bandoliers all over the place. In 5.56, you're probably not going to find them in 308. I don't recall seeing, now that I think of it, I don't recall seeing 308 ever on stripper clips for military ammo. Manual sewing machine. No, I think what they meant is non-electric. Has a treadle with a belt, so you drive it with your foot. Vietnam 5 round. Got it. Got it. I'm not on my radar, man. I've seen Marine Corps ammo. I've seen Navy ammo, 308, but I've never seen it on stripper clips ever. 40, yeah, 40 Mike and Bandolier. $198 on here, guys. We do this video every night. We make all of this equipment right here in this building. And we can just talk about whatever. Russia terrorist thoughts. Did I hear it was an Al-Qaeda? They're saying, you want me, huh? ISIS. So ISIS is running around. Didn't Obama invent ISIS? Wasn't that some bullshit? What? I don't know, man. I don't have an opinion. I hope Russia fucking destroys whoever the fuck did it. Like all of them. Their families, everything. Yeah, fucking wipe them from the planet's what I hope. No surrender, no quarter. If you come here and fucking harm people, we kill your entire fucking race of people. Your entire fucking generations of people. And that shit would stop. Thank you, John, for the cool-ass gear and all the life-changing information. Warcoat, thank you, buddy. Thank you for the super chat, man. Of course, they had no armed security or police there when it happened. No, because no guns for civilians, right? No guns. Your politicians want to disarm you, but your criminals all have guns, and your politicians all have security teams with guns. Look into it. What are we looking into, Luke? What are we doing? ISISK. Tell me about it. XDD. You tell me about it, Luke. I mean, you obviously know. What's up? Glad to be out of the city. That's right. Spirko's granddad used to poach coal mines. Oh, I'm very well aware of it. Very aware of it. Also heard metal detectors didn't work. They forget the second is to fight. Yeah, the Second Amendment is not for you to protect yourself. It's for you to overthrow a corrupt government. It's what the Second Amendment is for. It is so that the politicians are fearful before they do things to you. You need to ask yourself, when your politicians want to disarm you, why are they so worried? What are they about to do to you that they're concerned that you're armed? Elon Musk is here. Welcome, sir. Not a fan of your cars, but I do like some of your business teachings and some of your ramblings on the internet. Going to First Downey Street right before the attack. And the attack was in Russia, is what we're saying. Saw a short clip. They were dumping rounds. Oh, why do I think Obama stopped? I don't have a clue, buddy. You tell me. I mean, I've seen what you've seen. You probably know more about it than I do. I have not been paying a lot of attention to politics, man. I'm trying to buy a $2 million building right now. I've been hustling a little bit. The gym's coming together. It is. Yeah, we keep adding pieces. Does a bandolier make sense for anything other than break-action shotgun? It doesn't make sense for a break-action shotgun. No, bandolier is typically less sewing, easier to build. Do you want to ride around with 72 rounds of 12 gauge on a bandolier? It moves all over the place. It's not stable. Weird coincidence. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Bandolier equals cheap wallet for throwaway magazines. Yep. what's the new building? It's 150,000 square feet under roof, 7 acres of property, has its own rail line coming onto the property. It's a boiler. The property started in 1783 as a timber mill. It's a big, huge factory that is abandoned. I want an enormous fucking building, a huge building. We want to start like SOE town. And I just want an event venue and a museum. I just want to be able to do whatever the fuck me and my friends want to do. We will record music there. We will record videos there. We will have video build out there so people and YouTubers and people can come in and shoot movies and music videos. We will have venue. We will have food. I just want to have a big, ridiculously large place. And there is a ton of labor there. Am I for sure getting it? No, I'm not for sure getting it. I'm talking myself into it every day. No, I'm not for sure anything. Kermode Bear, what's up? Super excited about the $20 level Patreon. Shit, I didn't even know we had it up there. We talked about it briefly today. I didn't know that happened. Awesome. Thank you. Now I know. I drum and have a class 1 Sacramento in wastewater. Right on, right on. What's a class 1, Charles? What's a Black Swan event? A Black Swan event is something that's kind of like out of the realm of possibility, something that was never planned for, a huge event that will reset people's lives, basically, something that can't be planned for. A major, major terrorist attack, a Black Swan event would be something that would probably trigger martial law, reset the United States. Those things would kind of be Black Swan events. And YouTube hates it when you say that. You're not supposed to even say that. They'll demonetize videos. They'll remove and censor videos. Have to have it to sample an operator at a wastewater treatment plant. Got it, got it. Heading home from work. Got a radio class this weekend. Kermode, who are you doing radio with? Who are you doing radio with? Do you guys know anything about these fake 152s, 158s? I guess Baofeng makes one that's like ruggedized military, but there's a couple other companies that make better ones. They're dual band. Seems like that building could potentially generate a lot of extra income for show if you play the cards. Yeah, the building would completely pay for itself. Do you remember when we were building this building out, guys, when this was an abandoned building? Do you remember the excitement and the wonderment of it? It's that times 1,000. Hope it never happens. Realized most are so comfy. Yeah, like a Black Swan event, let's say coronal mass ejection, EMP, something like that, okay, knocks the power out. You're gonna lose people that you know in the first 72 hours. You're going to lose a lot of fucking people that you know in the first week and the first month. You're going to lose probably upwards, they say 90% of the population in the first year, right? Think about this. People that you interact with on a day-to-day basis, how many of them rely on medications right now to survive? How many of them rely on a CPAP machine to be able to sleep through the night? How many of them rely on insulin or some kind of pharmaceutical like insulin that literally keeps them alive? How many people do you deal with through the day that you come in contact, maybe not deal directly with, but in society that are on an antipsychotic? Just imagine the crazy people you see. They're probably already medicated. If they were unable to be medicated, could you imagine the chaos that would ensue? You're going to see that in the first 3 fucking days if the power ever goes out sustained. Grow real food. You're absolutely correct, man. We were talking about that earlier. People hate it when I say this. There is no such thing as type 2 diabetes. That should be called self-induced diabetes. Anybody want to take a guess as to what type 3 diabetes is? We call it something else in the United States. Everywhere else around the world, though, it is type 3 diabetes. Anybody want to name that? I'm sure some of you guys know. Repeater tower, nice, nice. Our relatives' only chance to survive. Collapse series in YouTube. Yeah, that's a good one. I watched the first couple of them. They're short. You guys should check them out. Knocking on heaven's door. High bid is 11. High bid's actually at 12. Yeah, it's Alzheimer's. Dementia is type 3. It comes from inflammation caused by sugar. But John, I drink tequila. It's carb-free. You're right, it's carb-free. It still metabolizes to sugar. I also drink tequila. That machine. Oh, you want to see this machine here? I just don't see why they got to be putting out all this Civil War movie. Because it's money, man. It's money. You guys are ripe for it. We are talking about it. You and I will watch it. What if your government actually owns the movie companies, right? What if your government talked about things to spur movies, right? Is it good for the economy for everybody to go to the movies? Hellcat or Glock? I don't even know what a Hellcat. Hellcat. I don't even know. Glock works every time. Operation Mockingbird. Yeah, guys, if you don't know what Mockingbird is, look that up. The CIA, that is their operation to control, and the CIA has offices in media. The CIA has to approve things that go into movies. Fish antibiotics are the exact same as human. No prescription needed. You're right, but you're also a little off on that. Don't start typing. Listen to what I'm going to say. They are the exact same thing. They come from the same place. They do the same shit. I buy fish at Mox, and well, not just Mox, right? But I buy fish antibiotics every 6 months. Keep them in a cool, dry, dark place. There is an attack on your ability to buy medications for your animals. The attack has been there for a while, but it really ramped up during COVID because people were able to treat themselves without taking the experimental science experiment. And it has gotten harder to get those things, and they have banned them. You used to be able to get them off Amazon. They took them off Amazon. They pulled them from eBay. And there is an attack on your ability to take care of yourself without a doctor. Operation Midnight Climax, pretty crazy. Yeah, fish antibiotics are about to end. They passed a bill banning your ability to get them. You can still get, go get hydroxychloroquine if you can get it right now. You can still get, and like quinine, right? Also quinine. You can still get ivermectin at Walmart. At least our Walmart still has it in the pet section. People think that they learn from movies. It's a way to program. It's amusement, right? Amusement. What does amusement mean? At the rawest form, amusement means no thought. No thought. It's a conspiracy. What do you think conspire means? At the rawest form, when you break it down the Latin terms, it means to breathe together. It means to breathe together. My school forced me to get the COVID vaccine the day after my mom got a tumor. I'm sorry to hear that, Lucas. I'm sorry to hear that. There were some tough decisions to make, and unfortunately, some people made some bad decisions with that. My school trying to make it so that you need a prescription. Yes, they're trying to make it so that you need a doctor, because doctors are not about making you healthy. They're about selling you drugs. One of the main reasons I'm coming to SRF definitely needs some retraining. Well, I'm glad you're coming. People who are on prescription meds are slaves to the pharmaceutical company. Yes, Go in and ask your doctor for something. Your doctor doesn't want to prescribe you one drug. You know your doctor doesn't get paid for selling you one drug. It's a sliding scale with insurance. Your doctor makes a little bit of money when he gives you 2 drugs. He makes money on the second drug and a little on the first. If he prescribes 1 drug, he doesn't make any money on 1 drug. And if he prescribes 3, that's the magic number where it monetizes 1, 2, and 3. Sounds absolutely insane, right? I've got to be making this up. I just have to be pulling this out of my ass. This cannot be real, right? If you go to your emergency room, go to any medical facility, and you need an MRI. Cash price on an MRI is $900. The first thing they do is intake you, and they want to know, the first question they ask before they ask your name is, do you have medical insurance? As soon as you disclose that you have medical insurance, they cannot disclose to you a cash price. They have to speak insurance price. And insurance price on an MRI is $6,000 to $9,000. Now, what if your copay is 50%? That means you're paying $3,000. Even though cash price for an uninsured person is $900. Think about that shit. Think about that. It financially can ruin you. What did people do before all the drugs? Doctors were there to keep you healthy. They healed you. In 1950, the Vanderbilts took over the medical system. They also own the pharmaceutical system. And that's when they started the real licensing and colleges for doctors. And they started putting everybody through that pipeline, and they removed health. There was no health, no vitamins, nothing like that. It was not about being healthy. There was no nutrition. It was all about procedures and pharmaceuticals. The same people who wrote all the regulations and the training for colleges for medical also own the pharmaceutical companies. They are the same people. Wish you the best, and MD here for you, your support through your cancer. I don't know who we're talking to there. It's true. You need to wake up, try holistic medicine. Yeah, you absolutely need to. I need you to know there's another way. For almost everything in your life, whatever it is you're doing, there is another way. Most people don't want to know about the other way. They don't want to try the other way. They just want things to be a little bit easier for them. What if you could stop eating sugar, right? What if you just ate meat, just almost strict carnivore for 30 days, and it could heal you? What if you could do that? Would you do it? Most people would not. Garlic honey, yeah, garlic honey is great for some stuff. They push to get you dependent. Yeah, they're going to sell you a drug, and the drug will actually kill you. And then they're going to sell you 2 more drugs so the first drug doesn't kill you. You haven't had sugar in 17 days. I'll bet you can fucking see it in the mirror. I'll bet you sleep better and wake up less at night. And I bet you fucking fire on all cylinders when you wake up. I'll bet you don't have brain fog. We've done really good. We've done really good. But some medical things can't be helped. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. If I have a stop sign stuck through my fucking body, absolutely take me to a trauma center. We knew a girl, and when they found it, they told her she had several weeks to live. Cancer was all through her body. And they said, go get your affairs in order. There's nothing we can do for you. You're going to die. She went to Mexico. I believe it was down in Tijuana. Went to Mexico, and they put her on this fruit diet, and she did coffee enemas. She was there about 6 weeks. Everybody who she worked with had assumed she was gone. She had died, as they said she would. She came back to the United States. They couldn't find any cancer at all in her body. None. Oncologist, doctor, Nobody knew where it went. Do you know there's a lot of people who have gone through full-blown chemotherapy, come to find out they weren't even diagnosed correctly? They didn't even need to take chemotherapy. Do you know when you go take chemotherapy, the person you know who did it and the one they give you is something completely different? Do you know that? Do you know when you go over to Switzerland, they take your cancer and they type match it and find out what actually works, and they test it against thousands of different kinds of chemotherapies in the profiles? Did you know that? Did you know that chemotherapy is actually toxic? You can't get it on you. It's fucking hazmat. A guy in Edmonton, Canada, took animal dewormer. I've seen it. I've seen it. It looks very compelling. It does seem to be something to all of that. Pokeberries kill cancer. No, Jason, pokeberries are very poisonous. I looked at the cards at the aisle of Tractor Supply for the edible food, and pokeberry, despite being on the cover of that laminated card, it says it is highly poisonous and will kill you. Here's the deal with pokeberries, guys. Don't chew them up. You're supposed to swallow them whole. And I think it's like 1 a day, and then 2 the second day, 3 the third day. There's all kinds of different regimens to it. Pokeberries grow all over this place. If you've not seen them, they look like kind of like a blueberry. They grow in clusters. The stem is purple. It's also known as pigweed. It's a type of amaranth, if I remember correctly. Farmers go out and pull it out of the field by hand because it takes up all the water in cornfields, and you'll have a dead circle of 10 feet around the pokeweed. But there is very much something to pokeweed, it seems, and I have pokeweed berries in the freezer frozen right now. Chemo kills all your cells. Yeah. Do you know when you used to get HIV, the first thing they wanted to do was give you AZT? What was the demarcation between HIV and AIDS? When you lost 30% or more of your body weight and you had HIV, they said you had AIDS. What was the first thing they did when you got HIV? They gave you AZT. What did AZT automatically do? You lost 30% of your body weight. They knew AIDS was running around in the United States for 4 years before they ever disclosed it. They wanted to see what would happen. If you're dead, technically the cancer is too. How do you get animal dewormer? And listen, man, whoever, like Caleb, if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. Like, don't try it, man. If you think it's bullshit, don't look into it. Fauci was a huge player in HIV. He absolutely was. Do you know there was like 300 doctors, 300 like head doctors in that research that said HIV has nothing to do with AIDS? Do you know that almost all of those doctors all died in a plane crash? And a lot of people say that that plane was actually struck by a missile. Have you ever heard that? Mom had cancer 2001, did chemo, and the cancer came back 2017. She chose no chemo the second time because of how bad it was the first time. She passed shortly after. Warcode, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I've heard of people who they wanted to give chemo that said, I'll just live with the cancer, and they've been alive for 20 years. 1 drop of poke reed root tincture every day. Interesting. Do you own a gramophone or any hi-fi? I don't, man. I see them all the time, but I don't own one. Why are all the bells? Remember there used to be bells in all the towns and villages? Do you know that? You used to hear bells everywhere. Anybody 50 years old, you used to hear bells all the time everywhere. You notice you don't hear bells much anymore, if at all? Carrie Mullis is the doctor that came up with PRC process, won a Nobel Prize for it, and was blacklisted from scientific community. Yeah, there's a lot of those people. church bells offend Muslims. No, that's not why. That's not why. What about the call to prayer? That doesn't offend Christians? Because the call to prayer is being broadcast in major cities around the United States. Are you pulling another chat where questions are coming from? Hendrickson, I don't know what you mean. I have a big 15-inch brass bell on my front porch. They're very expensive, guys. If you've not looked at brass bells, it will blow your mind how expensive they are. Tiger rig looks really good. It's on auction right now. It's on my Special Operations Equipment Facebook page. This is up for auction. The winner can choose to have some other items made to match it. That is not included in the auction price. Does anybody know what the auction high price is currently? Last I heard it was $1,200. Seems to be comments that are showing up on YouTube chat. Oh, I don't know. Haven't bought any Baofeng radios because I wanted something American made. There is no American made radio. It's not a thing. Buy some Baofengs so that you can hand them to your asshole friends, and buy yourself some Yaesus also that will work on the same frequencies and channels but are more ruggedized than the Baofengs. Not even Midland. Do you really think Midland's U.S. made? Can somebody fact check that? Is Midland U.S. made? I'm going to go with no. And if they are, what do they make? VHF and CB radios? Also died pretty quickly after saying PCR test is garbage. Yeah, the PCR test could be dialed up and down. You had doctors around the world that were turning in tests for PCR tests on guavas and goats. The PCR testing equipment could be dialed up or down to give the results that the tester wanted. Mountaire chicken plant paying a guy 80 grand a year just to say the call to prayer over a loudspeaker. Yeah, go get a Baofeng, man. Get him. Better yet, get him from Radio Made Easy. I know him. I've seen him work. He shipped hundreds of radios right off of this table right here. He programs them to like 80 frequencies to your zip code. He tests them, takes them out of the box. He provides an adapter for your antenna. The adapter that comes with it is absolutely ridiculous. He has a full turnkey kit for you. Midland, founded in '59 in Kansas. Yeah, well, there's also Yaesu USA, right? Verizon is in the United States. There's not a single U.S.-made phone. There's really nothing U.S.-made electronics that you have access to. Founded and moved to China. Yeah, founded doesn't mean manufactured. I'm a fire captain with the government. We have BK radios, 2,000 a piece. There you go. There you go. Chase that down. Yeah, you guys stuck on USA Made. USA Made's great when it's the best. You're spending a lot of money to get something that's usually not the best. I am a USA manufacturer. I use as much US made materials as we can possibly get. I use U.S. citizens. All this stuff is made in this building. I buy what's the best or what's available. Everybody, there's always dudes that are like, is this U.S. made? I only buy U.S. made. No, you don't, because you're communicating over a cellular network. You don't have a single piece of electronics anywhere in your house that is U.S. made. $10 to class, right on. Military grade. Yeah. Usually means lowest bidder technology that's 50 years old. Blue Jay, 0528. What branch did you serve? There isn't a single thing in Walmart USA made. No, most of the employees aren't either. PCR process is a very specific temperature cycling process that doesn't have much variation without obscuring the result. I used to work in a microbiology lab doing PCR to replicate DNA. I was U.S. Air Force Red Horse out of Montana. Right on. Right on, right on. Red Horse. So you guys went in and set up airfields and did airfield security. Is that what? Do I have that correct? I only use military grade Motrin, 800. It's a trip because the Motrin bottle says you can only take 600. But the military would hand them to you and tell you chew up 3 of these, and that was 2,400. Airfields and fobs. Gotcha. Gotcha, Roger. US made is cool. Suppose I want nice Japanese German car. Guess what? I will have it whether, yeah, dude, I have Porsches. And when I bought Porsches and when I bought Range Rovers, there was a bunch of little cunts all over the internet going, I thought it was made in the motherfucking USA was the logo. My Toyota, when I bought the Tacoma, it was the most USA made vehicle in the truck line that existed. It was more made in the United States than Chevy or Ford was when I bought the Tacoma that people were talking shit about. When I put Pirelli P0 tires on my Porsches, or when I put Bridgestones on there, the dude that puts them on is in Nashville. And when they order them, they come from a warehouse in Nashville. When my services is done on all my vehicles, that dude is in the United States. When I do anything, when I buy fuel, it's in the United States. Guys talk all kinds of shit. I own every fucking brand of vehicle that there is right now. Currently, I own every fucking truck almost that is made. Right now, they're on the property. Every fucking one of them. But dudes always show up to talk shit about something that they themselves don't do. I pay fucking payroll tax. Like, I pay more in payroll tax every month than any of those guys even make in their entire fucking year. But they're worried about how I spent money I earned. I own 2 Ford products, 95 150, 86 town car, barely find domestic made parts. Yeah, you can't, man. You cannot. Go wait till you have to buy a starter or an alternator. I have seen 4 starters in a row from different brands out of the box that were fucking failed. Sterling C brakes are older than Red Horse, so they can't be. Sterling C brakes. You mean CBs? US made radios are expensive, 10,000 and rare on civilian market. I used several when I was working with the Air Force. Still more like assembled in the, yeah, that's how it is. The components, man, they're not made here. I will buy the made in the USA over not if available, but that is very, yeah, it's almost impossible, man. Arizona AZ Rail. Is it? What do you mean? Is this all mine? Do I? Yes, I own everything you see here. Yes, this is my property. This is my building. This is my shop. Yes. There's a few guys on the property right now. I don't own them. Oh, the bells. There's a lot of thought that the harmonics of the bells healed people. If you look at Tibetan healing bowls, you stand in the bowl and you chime it and it will ring for 30 minutes. Bells, really big bells, you used to be able to get inside, and it was thought that the harmonics would fracture cells and stuff inside your body or realign them through sound waves. Your body, everything is liquid. Solids are all liquid, right? So the bells, different frequencies and harmonics of the bells actually had the ability to heal people. There is a lot of, it's not conspiracy theory because it's real. The question is, why did they go around through all the villages just after World War II and fracture all the bells? Like all the big bells, most of them are in museums or they are in parks currently with cages around them. You can't really touch them or ring them. And look up fractured bells or broken bells. There is a ton of content out there about all these bells and the question is never answered. Why did people go around, people, units, governments, whatever it was, why did they break all of these bells? There are huge fractures in all these bells. The church organ, the church organs had healing capabilities and stuff too. It really goes back to like mud flood free energy kind of stuff. Government causes the problem. So yeah, Hegelian dialectic. Create the problem, amplify and create fear, and then sell the solution. One made in the 60s, so you can easily work on it. Tit for tat arguments are for turds. Your light bill. Yeah, my light bill's my electric bill on this property right here is $3,500. $3,500. Goes down a little bit in the winter because natural gas comes up a few $100. Yeah, it's the frequency. There's a lot of research that points to sound frequencies having immense healing powers. Yeah, there's a lot of people that say that those healing beds already exist. They already exist, the healing beds. Look up O2 therapy also, hyperbaric chambers. Now, you can buy O2 generators and stuff that you inhale as you do cardio and stuff, but your lungs through the alveoli don't absorb as much oxygen. When you get into a hyperbaric chamber, it actually drives oxygen into you at a cellular level through your eyeballs, everything. Burn victims, one of the biggest therapies they use is oxygen therapy in a hyperbaric chamber. Same thing with cancer patients. People with money, a lot of their cancers get healed. (2012) F-150 pushing 3,000 miles. I don't believe the old churches were churches. Yeah, there seems to be something to that. Could you imagine that building of yours on solar? What makes you think my building is not on solar? Well, I guess because I just told you 3,500. How many amp service? I don't know, but I've got 3-phase. I have a whole fucking transformer box and everything in here. I've got power coming in both sides of the building. Here, check this out. This is only some of the boxes in this building. This building used to be a machine shop. Can you see that over there? My father always says, med beds are built and ready. Healing beds, he says, they are. Yeah, it seems to be very much something to that. How do I service all my vehicle? I don't. I spend more money putting new batteries in my vehicles than fuel every year. 45 kilovolt amp transformer. I tripped a breaker there, and that last SRF took me 20 minutes to find it. Where did we find it at? Was it one of the upstairs breakers? It had to be, right? One of the little ones? I'm the same. I can build a house, but not a truck. Okie, hey, what's up? I know the O2 hyperbaric shit works. We had an experimental clinic at one time in Oklahoma City that treated vets for TBI, fucking healing their brains. FDA shut them down. Of course they did. Fuck, of course they did. You can't sell oxygen. on the old snake room. Got it. Army surplus by my place has 1953 military ambulance for sale. How much, Caleb? I've been looking at those Kaisers. There's a multi-fuel Deuce right now, Deuce and a half that's bobbed. So they took the rear planetary out of it, which saves what, like 6,000 pounds. It's sitting for 15 grand right now in Florida. It's fucking perfect. It's great condition. My neighbor just bought a 5-ton that's completely badass, but I want a dual fuel. I want a multi-fuel. So it's got to be what, 71 or older, I think, to be a true multi-fuel, which means it'll run fucking anything. Do my employees ever hit the weights? Nope, they can. I've had employees that work out here, but no, most of my employees do not. I've got a couple dudes that ruck all the time and do like, you know, outdoor like functional fitness shit, but not weights. Do you have rodents chewing on your vehicle wires? Toyota dealership tried to sell me a rodent poison for $40 to stick under the hood. So I don't, luckily, thank goodness. But yeah, the apparently the wire coating is made out of like soy or something. GBU designs, anyone know where they would send design to? If one has a new GBU design. Chad, I don't know what a GBU is. What is that? My bill went from $250 to $15. Nice. It's a Dodge, rough shape, 4200. Thoughts on stem cells? Stem cells seem to work, man. And there's different types of stem cells. The best stem cells, they will not let it happen in the United States. You got to go to Panama for them. And there's other places too. Plant-based vehicles are the new normal. Like the GBU 4757 Moab. Chad, I still don't know what that is. Are we talking like Moab, like the bomb, like the ordnance? Do I lift weights? I do lift weights. Yeah, I lift weights. I have mirror muscles. You can't look this good and not lift weights. Bunker Bud, where do you send it to? I don't know, man. I don't know where you send it to. I would try Reddit, probably Reddit. Put your idea out on the internet, and somebody will abduct you, and they'll say that you committed suicide, and then you'll be working for some agency. Can you activate the local alarm? What are we doing here, Leland? Do we have a band or play an instrument? I don't play an instrument. I do not. I have several friends that have bands. Some of them are very large bands, enormous bands, in fact. We've had parties where we've had bands come play here, rather large bands. We've have friends who are in rather large bands that attend our parties and have not played here. The guys from Three Doors Down were here at one of the parties. We've had a lot of musicians and stuff through here. Like Anthrax. Yeah. If you could have any vehicle, what would it be? I know you already own it. Brian, I don't know, man. I'm really fucking pretty happy with the Toyotas right now. They've done what we need to do. They do everything we need to do. I have them built how I want them. I don't know. Like a vehicle right now for me is a tool. Like, which truck are we taking? I don't know. What are we doing? Where are we going? How many people do I have to move? Do I have to take a bumper pull trailer or a gooseneck trailer? How far? What range do I need? Do I want to go fast? I'm going to dinner with just my wife and a couple friends, Or do I need to take a crew of dudes and a lot of equipment with me? Tundra, 21. I think that's what is that what I have, Chris? I don't even know what year I have. I have the last of the V8. I am so fucking glad that I didn't get that fucking V6. What's your opinion on the best option for good starter car for a young driver? The one you can afford. Are you concerned with the young driver being super safe? Then watch some of the, consumer reports and shit. I work in the auto industry. Honda and Toyota builds the best. They definitely hold their fucking resale value, don't they? Beat up Honda. Right now, it's whichever car will start. When choosing a vehicle to use, how many bodies? Because I got to tow a wood chipper. That's right. That's right. You like Toyota? Man, I've been very pleased with Toyota. I really have. I've had 3 of them. I currently have 2 of them. A 2001 7.3. Yeah, that's 7.3, man. If we were building like the dream doomsday vehicle, it would have a 7.3 in it. That's what I would put it. There's a lot of dudes with Excursions that they have remotored with 7.3s. Like you could get a 7.3 in an old Excursion, but there's a lot of like fully refurbished trucks out there and they're putting 7.3s in them. I have a 4Runner, TRD Pro 4Runner. Buick LeSabre lasted years. Yeah, that was all a metal car, wasn't it? Manual transmission. No, yeah, nobody could steal it then. 83 Tercel. Excursion for the new battle tanks. I have an Excursion. The 22R, yeah, Toyota. I like the 4Runners. Rocking my farm 2006 Tundra, right on. There's a new Excursion. I didn't even know that. Would you consider employing me? I would love to work for you. Where are you? Hero, man, I don't need people. I don't need guys right now, man. And the fact that you're asking where I am, I like, dudes show up here from around the world coming here to ask for jobs. I've got 5,000 videos here. If you're asking if I would hire you, you don't know enough about me and my company. I've made dozens of videos that are literally titled Help Wanted. You should watch those videos to start with. Samurai, there's some cool samurais running around. The Excursions have a hell at turning radius. You are right. You are right. Yeah, you're gonna multi-point turn. My little wife drove an Excursion for years. She drove my Super Duty on 37s. I don't think she ever. I had a Suburban on 44s. I don't think she ever drove that.
I can drive anything.
Yeah, she drove a Suburban for fucking years and years. We have a 91 Suburban. She drove that on 35s. At first, you seem grumpy, but after being around, I get it. Man, I got a lot of real videos out there. Like this thing here. When I end this video tonight, there is going to have been 60,000 people watching this video. Like, go look at some of the videos and look at the interactions on the videos. There's a lot of dipshits that you guys don't even see on the videos. I just do this to talk to about 50 people who are actual friends that I know in real life. Doomsday engine should be mechanical, fuel-injected, diesel, or carbureted gasoline, magneto. We were just discussing taking the fuel injection off of the Suburban and carbureting the Suburban. I have also been looking at multi-fuel military vehicles. 81 Buick Regal, right on. Tactical Jacks, you'd like to be friends. Old Volvos. Yeah, they are tanks, aren't they? Assholes always drove Volvos, which is fine. You should probably want your daughter to be an asshole to people. Hi to Addie. Hello, Addie. Groundhogs and super swampers, yeah. Or mutter boggers, TSL swampers. What were the worst ones? They looked super cool, had the paddles, but they were fucking horrible. This is reading low battery. I'm about to put it on a battery pack here, so we'll keep going. My original Subaru is probably still rolling around. 30 model, 50 years old. Boggers, that's it, boggers. You better buy a gas shutoff on the carb and run it dry when you park it. Yeah, I don't drive it much. That's what I need. I need a person that just goes and starts my vehicles and drives them a couple miles every month. Like a caddy, like a squire. Sharpens my swords. Saddles up my horses so they're used to being saddled. A Datsun, yeah. Datsun's no bullshit, man. If you can find a B210 or a 510 or something, that motherfucker, Mad Max comes back and they'll be running Datsuns. First car was a Volvo, nice. Yeah. 97 5-speed Civic with snow tires, right on. When I was a kid, we had a Datsun. My mom had a Datsun. Yeah, a blue hatchback station wagon. A Beetle, yeah, VW. There's a lot of VWs driving around. Assholes live forever. That's we know a guy owns a company called Assholes Live Forever. Stop being sheeple. Where are you located at, dude? Where do you, not your exact grid coordinates, but like what city are you in, or state if you don't want to say city? Random dude that asked for a job could drive them cars for a mile. You never know, man. You never know. Like, people have shown up here unannounced and they're like, I'm here to work. And they've lasted for years and years and years. Other times, people we interact with on the internet that you really think you know, they show up and it just like your hair fucking raises up on the back of your neck and people are like, it's more important that I can work close to you than you even be able to do the job. It's more important that you fit here, and the women are not all like, that dude's a serial killer, like that guy can't work here. Like, you might make it through selection, you might make it through fucking training and induct, and we might put you on a team here, but you still might be fucking peered out, right? There's a lot of guys that get on a SEAL team, they make it through SQT and everything, and they fucking get peered out because the platoon goes, that dude's a shitbird. And that happens on the soft units, like special forces units. You might get on a team, you still get fucking peered out. Like, they don't pin that on just because you made it to a fucking platoon or a team. Yeah, mouth breathers and crocs. Yeah, gum chewers. No, we don't do any dog vests, man. I don't know what kind of dog vest you need. Icon makes some good vests. First Spear, I think, makes some good vests. I think they're still making vests and armor. Eagle used to. Check out Kilo Niner. My friend Mike Masita owns Kilo Niner. He does some cool dog vests. I think it's more pet stuff, but there are some actual canine vests I think he does. It takes fortitude to search someone out and go on their journey. Man, we've had guys show up here from fucking Alaska. Literally, like, they left 99% of their shit put all the stuff that they could fit in a car and came here and were here for years and years. We've had guys from New York. We've had guys from Arizona. We have guys show up here from all over the fucking world. It's a trip when we do an event and guys are like, yeah, I can't make it, and they live 2 hours away. Guys come here from Germany, Japan, Ireland, Australia. Literally, when we're not even doing an event, we just do a fucking party. And they fucking come here for an entire fucking week or weekend just because we're having a party one day. 8 dudes to keep one stud soldier going. We peered out a guy because he shit in the shower. Do we make anything for motorcycles? No, but we make stuff you can use on a motorcycle. Our FUPA, our fanny packs, they have chest straps. You can run them as a chest strap. They work great as a crossbody bag. Our tool bags fit in baggers. Jaeger, in his bagger, in his bags, he carried our large tool bags and carried, a Draco or a very short M4 inside of those. We do tool roll-ups, which you could, bolt through your fender. We make stuff that you can definitely use on a motorcycle. I have synesthesia. I don't know what that is, Harper. On fat tack holsters, not familiar with them. Don't know what that is. FUPA Dangler, Velcro X. Do you know X-Ring, or is your 6 covered YouTube channels there in Tennessee? I do not. Don't know them. I know Jack from Black Scout. Know him in real life. We talk back and forth with the Fat Electrician some. I really enjoy his content. I've been watching Grunt Proof. I think it's Grunt Proof. PNW Gorilla. I like their stuff. I really like Dirty Civilians stuff. I think the T-Rex brothers, the older brothers, I think they're putting out some great content. Harper, you're not going to last here long, buddy. You got an adult here. Grow up, participate in the conversation. My buddy had a 78 Blazer, 40 Groundhogs, pig pounder on the bug shield. We pulled over 5 nights a week. Got pulled over. I had an 81 that was very built. We ran it on 35s, 37s. Very, very built truck. Yeah, I like grunt-proof stuff. If you have natural gas available, you should look into natural gas fuel system. No, I wouldn't do a natural gas fuel. You talking about on vehicle? I wouldn't do that. I need to be able to carry it with me. And I don't want to have to run compressed or, a tank like that. We're set up. I have a lot of NATO cans. I carry typically 60 extra gallons of fuel on the bigger trucks. You should also, if we're talking extended fuel, you should check out Titan tanks. They do under bed. They're like stock tank replacements. They're steel. They're a solid product. VG. Is this VG like Vince VG? What's up, buddy? Ever watch the Grunt games? No, I've not heard of them. 35s are a good option. They can spin still with stock 350. Yeah, you can do 37s depending on your gears. I run 456s in a lot of stuff. I'd rather have to run a little bit slower but have that torque, and then I can pull a much heavier trailer. The Suburban has 456s. My Blazer had 456s. I had a actual Detroit in the Blazer. I've got a True Track in the Suburban. Survival dispatch videos. Yeah, I like some of the survival dispatch stuff. I know Such. He's been down here several times. He's got a lot of my gear. Super 60s are what I have on my 7.3. Super 60. You mean like 60-inch tires? Is that what you're talking about? Like 60s, like 63 farm implement tires, or super? What? I'm not sure what we're talking about. Harper, you got banned, buddy. What happened there? People would ask Jaeger if he was going to do a class in Knoxville area. Dude, you're a few hours away. Get your shit together. Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts. It's because they don't intend to take a class. People literally come from fucking around the world to train with James. And a dude that's an hour away, 2 hours away, are you going to do a class in Nashville? No, motherfucker. Where can you shoot this amount of rounds in Nashville and not have a problem? There was a dude that would fly in from Japan. A Japanese dude would fly from Japan once a month into Nashville. Friday night, they'd pick him up. He would train Saturday, Sunday. He'd get back on a plane Sunday night and go home. Several times a year. But a motherfucker can't drive 2 hours to come here. $3010 General Grabber ATX 2-wheel drive 4.3 V6 on what kind of car is that on? General Grabber ATXs. What's that on? I run dual fuel on my 05 Chevy propane gas, switch back and forth. That's interesting, man. I've not heard of dual fuel on a vehicle. What was Harper's? I don't know. He said something about, do you have a gun that shoots sandwiches? You're excited for spring. Why? Because because your pig flock is gonna. What happens in spring? There's a dude that would take 3 airplanes over 2 days to get to Camden, hang around and unnecessarily police everyone. Also, yeah, man. Yep. Unnecessary polite to anyone. Morel season, got it. Mushrooms on a 97 extra cab, got it. Fuck, we got 6 inches of snow. Man, I'm telling you guys, Tennessee's pretty great. We get a little bit of snow. Even when there's a drought, we have plenty of water. Someone needs to buy a Longapo Outfitters and start producing his grab and go. Trit, I don't know what that is. Is that a rifle or what is that? It's Ed. That's Ed talking about God. Oh, no shit. No, yeah, he is, isn't he? No shit. It was 16 here. I have empty cans and a super siphon for extra gas. Yeah, super siphons are great, guys. Check your super siphons. There's a lot of stuff out there. The original super siphon has they call it a drive engine, that little jiggler piece, and it's brass, and it has a glass ball inside. There is a lot of things out there that you will buy called a super siphon, and they are fucking trash. The original super siphon, they did not get all stiff and crack. The ball would jingle around and drive you nuts in an SUV. Just take a piece of little foam and put it in there, and it'll stabilize that. I was always concerned too that the glass might fracture or chip over time. Never had that problem, but there's a lot of those super siphons out there that have like a rubber ball in them. There's also ones with a spring. They work great until the fucking day they don't. And when that spring flips somehow, which I've had happen in 2 of them, you cannot fix that fucking thing. And now you just have a normal siphon. Rappaport, same here, looking at coming down this fall. Nice. Do we have a website? We do. It's SOE tacticalgear.com, as in Special Operations Equipment. Hashimoto's disease, beatable. I have had it for 20 years. Amanda knows a little bit about Hashimoto's. It is a magazine holder for AR mags and other models, 12 gauge, and love it. I'm not sure what it is, man. I don't know. Is it like the Pez dispenser thing, or is it like sewn nylon? Are you typing about Hashimoto's? Somebody asked about Hashimoto's.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Old school here, use your mouth. The last 4 or 5 years, Ohio has been super sweet. Still has a website, and Brownell sold them, but it was a one-man op and hard to get. I still don't, not sure what we're talking about. Going to class with Radio Made Easy. Oh, you're gonna love it, dude. Sewn nylon mag pouches on a panel with a sling. Huh. I'm going to need that sign, Amanda. What sign does she have? Currently 400 pounds, 42 years. Will 30 days of eating nothing but meat do me? Yeah, fuck yes, it would. It would definitely remove inflammation. It would clean up a lot of things. It absolutely would. How tall are you at 400 pounds? How overweight would you say that you are? If you could wake up in the morning and be your fighting weight, right? Be in the shape that you want to be in, what weight would you weigh? Now, if you're 400 pounds and you come down to 200, you're going to have a lot of loose skin. There's going to be things that go along with that. But all of that aside, if you could go back to when you thought you were in your best shape, what weight would you weigh? Super siphon like you described. Then my dad absconded with it after I served him with a restraining order. Now I can't get them. You can, Peter. Look up Super Siphon on the internet. I think you can even get them off Amazon. We wanted to wholesale Super Siphons, and I talked to the owner of the company on the phone, and he said, why don't I just sell you the drive engines? And I bought 1,000 of them, and then we just cut our own silicone tubing and put on there. I still have them. Somewhere here is a box with hundreds of those drive engines. Watch some videos, Dr. Ken Berry. He'll advise you better than anyone else. Dr. Ken Berry is my personal doctor. Dr. Ken Berry, there are videos of him putting pellets, testosterone pellets, in my ass. There's 3 videos here on YouTube. Dr. Ken Berry, his office was 1.25 miles from here. There's a video. Dr. Ken Berry has been here on this property many, many times. He's been here at SRF. He's been a guest speaker. I bought sheep from Ken last year. There's a video of us out on his property, me and Ken trying to catch all these little lambs. I know Ken. I have a Super Siphon. Yeah, they do. They work great, man. My best shape, 22 years old, 235. Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition. Hypothyroidism is not. Figure out what is causing the autoimmune response, and you may be able to fix it. I fast. Oh yeah, fasting. That's actually probably more valuable even than the other. I hope the T in the A wasn't a suppository. They actually look like little rabbit pellets, and they put them in with this thing called a cannula. They click them in. They numb in your ass up, and they literally, I watched them do it. I've seen them do it on people too. He literally takes like an X-Acto knife and jams that motherfucker in your ass cheek, and then takes this metal, it's not even really sharp, it's this giant needle, and pushes it in the fat, and then clicks these fucking pellets in you. They come from a compounding laboratory, so we have the dosage on the testosterone that we want. The pellets were good for a while. Your body will metabolize them, though, so as the testosterone wears out, your estrogen is going to really change. That sounds horrible. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. When I walked out, Colin's like, how's your ass cheek feel? I'm like, I don't really feel it. And I was lifting with my left hand. He's like, hey, dumbass, they did the right side. It was still so numb, I didn't feel it. Get TRT and eat meat. It worked for my dad. Yeah. Hey, what's up, little motherfucker? You mongoloid? Happy birthday the other day. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Revive says fat dudes shouldn't use them because when you sit down, it breaks them up. I fast 19 hours, not 10 days now. Well, you have so if you do like OMAD, right, one meal a day, and if you can go 16 hours and then eat in that window, if you look at fasting, right, most people who die of old age, they don't die of old age. Their organs eventually fail. And it is said that with fasting, longer fasts and stuff, it gives your organs a chance to rest. So your body isn't having the spikes, right? You're not having all the glycogen spikes and stuff. So your body is more at rest. All your organs are at rest when you haven't fed for 16 hours. When I got on test, I asked about them. Jerry said, "You are too fat for them." And not only that, it's going to take somebody to insert those fucking pellets. Whereas when we can just give you a test cream or an injection, we can just give you the supplies. I say we, not me, but I mean I've been around this long enough. Old age cells give up. Yeah. Obesity is cardiac risk above all. Taxing your pump. Took me a week to be able to really work after getting really? Man, not me. Not at all. Do you have a stash of those pellets for when society? No, I have testosterone, man. And when society collapses, most of the poisons are going to go away. You're not going to have all the endocrine disruption and all the shit that you are exposed to on a daily basis. You are also, out of necessity, you're going to get up your timing is going to completely change because you're going to be living an agrarian lifestyle. You're going to be outside, right? You're going to be a fucking farmer. Had a good birthday. I'm out here in the shop making holsters. Badass. Send me some pictures of them. Occasional 36-hour fasts. Yeah, Sonny does dude, there's guys doing 30-hour fasts. Water fasts and stuff. Doctor told me I need to lose 40 pounds when I had a herniated disc 14 years ago. I learned intermediate fasting and lost 50. Good for you, dude. So I'm battling stage 4. I am doing amazing. Doctor asked me what I didn't even lose my hair from chemo. I told him I fast. He looked at me like I was a witch doctor. They can't believe it because they're selling poisons. They cannot you have the ability to do something that they can't charge you for. Does the cream absorb quickly? I don't use it. I use injectable testosterone. I inject into the muscle. Actually, Amanda gives me a shot 3 times a week. Take your dosage that they're giving you. If they're having you take 1 shot every other week, get a completely different fucking doctor. If they're having you take 1 shot a week, break that up into at least 2, preferably 3. Your estrogen won't spike nearly as much. I know guys that take cream, they actually put it on their ball sack. I know other guys apply it under their armpits. The needles that you use now, though, you can inject into your belly fat or your love handles. And I could they're using insulin syringes. I could put that needle in you and you would not even know that I fucking stabbed you with it. What's that old sewing machine? It's a treadle machine. You control it with your foot. I went from 278 to 228 in the last year. Good for you, man. Fucking great. Cream absorbs over the course of a few hours. Some doctors are good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, doctors, it's called a practice because they're practicing. Doctors don't make money by you being healthy. You occasionally you will find, right, when you went through school, when you were in high school, there's just a lot of shitty teachers. They just don't care about you. But you probably had one teacher that genuinely you remember today, right? He really genuinely cared about you. That's doctors. Most doctors in your life, they don't give two shits about healing you. If you are healed, you are no longer a customer. Museum quality. Yeah, this one's pretty nice. I've got a lot of them. We're going to actually build a wall and do kind of an art installation with LED backlighting for some of our video sets. I have all of these. I have a lot more of them, but I have all of these. I bought all of these from an antique shop a few months ago. Some of them are very nice. They'll clean up very, very nice. The only teacher I had that cared about me was James. Yeah. Definitely more than any others did. You know that. Opinion on VA healthcare. I think a lot of the VA stuff is to call you back in to take your blood work so that they can monitor the science experiment. I don't necessarily think that everybody within the VA is evil, but I think a lot of it is. And I don't know that it's even the people. It's very mismanaged. They could definitely do a better job at the VA. I think you're getting some of the lowest level of care. I think they make guys jump through a lot of fucking hoops when they could just fucking heal them. YouTube has centered 3 of my comments. PH, buddy, I don't see that. But I do see that one. Does Tennessee have a Trader Joe's? They do in Nashville. I know med students that owe $250,000 loans. By the time they get out, they are chomping at the bit to pay back the. Yeah, man, I talk about that a lot. The student loans and going to college and stuff. A lot of people will go to school, not even start the job field till they're 30, and by the time they start the job, the career field is completely changed. Dogs get bonuses, yeah. So all your pharmaceutical reps are business people, right? And a lot of them are females. They come in and they use sex to sway the doctor. Depending on the load that the doctor sells of the pharmaceutical product, they lease them Teslas, they send them on cruises, they pay for vacation homes for the doctors. Dr. Barry would not meet with a pharmaceutical rep. They were not welcome in the office. I just got an email from the VA saying a condition I was denied for, I am now blanket approved for because so many people are complaining of the same thing. That sucks treating vets like that. They give their health up. Yeah, well, you don't know what was in the vaccinations. The government gave the Tuskegee guys syphilis, right? They said they were giving them vitamin shots and treating them, but they were only monitoring their blood. Do you not think that there are experiments going on within the military units in those shots? I don't believe the people giving them know, but those batches are all batch numbered, right? They all have a serial number. Do you not think that they're experimenting on those guys? Yeah, the perfect example is the anthrax vaccination. And which one? DOS get blacklisted, yep. What's the rest of that comment? DOS get blacklisted, we just lived it, and still they are in full survival mode over licensure grants. Yes, if you don't toe the line, you don't sell the fucking poison, then they unperson you. I mean, look how many people got unbanked. We talk about all those things at Self-Reliance Festival. What happens if they cancel your bank accounts? What happens if they just turn your social security number off? What happens if you donate to the wrong organization? All this shit with Trump, right? Them trying to seize his properties and shit. Whether you like Trump or don't, what you better be worried about is you're downstream of him. If they can do that to him, They can do fucking anything to you. The laws no longer apply. So this rig right here is on auction right now on the SOE Facebook page. Does anybody know what the current high bid on this is? 401k. I'm on the fence right now about keeping it or pulling it. The bank wouldn't let me withdraw 5,000. Yodakoma, that can't be real, right? Because every time I say it, people show up to tell me that I'm full of shit. It's weird because the people saying it don't ever have $5,000, but they sure show up to tell me that I'm wrong. $1,100. It was at 12. If you hit all comments, you'll see it. There was a 1,200 bid on there. There are a lot that have recently become presumptive. A lot of cancers not blocking good on living old age. John, what episode is this? I don't know what you're asking me. High bid. Pack of gum and Crocs. Don't get yourself banned here, smartass. Tyranny is upon us. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. CDC just released a 240-page paper on the vax and myocarditis. Yep. Here's an interesting one for you that maybe you have heard, maybe you haven't heard. They are recalling prior service members, and they are recalling prior service members up to the age of 70, 70. 1250 is the high bid. Thanks, man. And okay, so 70. They're going to recall service members that they want up to the age of 70. And if you have not taken the COVID vax, they are going to require that you take the COVID vax. How fucking insane is that? Because they just came out and said, hey, all you guys that we kicked out of the military for not taking the shot, you're welcome to come back in now. Fucking, what the fuck? I believe that they want to recall them so they can control those people, because they're recalling like SF guys and such, right? Hearts and minds. Who could lead an insurgency? Those people. So let's call them back in so that we can control them. Everything they're doing contradicts the Constitution. The Constitution no longer exists for you. What's the views on why the ATF is processing suppressors in under 3 months? I don't know. Alex Jones was simultaneously removed from all major platforms at the same time. It was supposed to be a death blow. Yeah, they are very concerned that you can operate outside of their reach. They will vax them through food. They're already vaccinating through food. There's a bill. Scully may get his chance. Yeah, there's a bill right now in Tennessee that would require them to put... Lost my job over a snake bite. I got bit by a rattlesnake. There's a bill that requires them to label produce with how much of what vaccination's in there. They're doing it under the guise of, if this 250-pound guy, if the vax is for a 250-pound dude, what happens if a young child consumes that same product, and is it toxic, right? But what they're really doing, people are very up in arms over this, but what it really does is it makes them disclose what produce is vaccinated, because it is currently on the shelf. You can currently go to Walmart, buy produce unknowing that there is vaccination in it, and it is already to the consumer right now. We need oil. We have a shit ton of oil. It's right in Alaska. People have been sold this bill that Alaska is this beautiful place, and we need to keep it pristine because one day you might want to travel there. 80% of Alaska is fucking barren desert. It's high desert, wasteland, and we have tons of oil there. Didn't Tennessee pass a lot of outlets? They did. Apparently they passed this thing to outlaw chemtrails. Unfortunately, they have no control over the fucking airspace and what the feds do. It won't do shit. It's nice. It looks great. It won't change shit. Appeal Sciences is one of my clients. Oh, no shit. That's the new gas they're using that makes produce stay on the shelf for years. How long until the black swan? Your thoughts? I don't know. I really don't know. Most people that want to have that conversation don't have 3 days worth of food. Is your truck full right now? Do you have at least 12? Do you have at least 12 5-gallon fuel cans in metal cans that are sealed, that don't off gas? Do we have a couple 100 gallons of water? Like, if we do, then let's move to the next thing, right? Every time there's a run on ammo or something, everybody's like, oh my God, the prices of ammo. Don't you guys all have 55? You know, you can put 4 55-gallon drums on a pallet, right? Don't you guys all have 55-gallon drums of 5.56? You do, right? You didn't get rid of all that, right? Because we've been having these conversations for decades. All of you guys, right? You've got night vision, right? What kind of night vision should I get? Well, don't you have like 12 pairs of night vision? You do, right? And I'm not shitting on you, prepperines. Okay, let me rephrase that. Would it be a black swan in your eyes? The power going out, EMP, these balloons that keep flying over. Look, if there is a terrorist, if there is a bad guy event, and there's been many, right? Do you not remember in North Carolina where some dudes came in and shot up some power plants? Do you think those were bad guys? Or do you think those were terrorists? Or do you think those were government entities doing something else? That dirty civilian. Hey, what's up? Is he on here? So, if something happened for real, do you think government entities would use that as an opportunity to seize more power? Anytime there is a natural disaster, right? Most problems we have are only our problems, maybe a few other people, or local area specific, right? Like if a tornado hit here, it would be people here's problem, but not people, a state over, for instance. Anytime there is a problem, the local politicians want to unarm the people, and they want to seize property, right? They're going to come around and they want to take your fuel tanks, right? If you have elevated fuel tanks, we need to take those for government operations. They need to disarm you because you are willing to take their life over it. And do you think that wouldn't happen? Just think about town hall meetings, right? If you are freedom-minded, if you run a business, the difference between bureaucrats and businessmen is you produce a product. You pay somebody to build a product and you sell this product. Somebody willingly seeks you out to buy your goods. A dentist, for instance, if you have a toothache Saturday night in the middle of the night, you look for that dentist and will pay him anything to fix your problem. Bureaucrats, which is politicians, they only exist because they steal money from people who earn money, right? They only exist through taxes. Eminent domain is a great one. Heemeyer. Does anybody know who Heemeyer is? What is Heemeyer famous for? That shit is happening every fucking day. I believe that people are fighting back and they don't advertise that. They don't publicize that. I believe that corrupt politicians are being fucking exterminated probably on a pretty regular basis. They are worried about that getting out public. That's why they tell you that this politician had a heart attack or this politician had an accident. I believe they are being unalived intentionally, and they are very worried that that will catch on. So that's kind of like the black swan event thing. Even if it really was a terrorist, as we think of terrorists, I think that your government would take the opportunity, for instance, to try to cut the power off to Trump supporting towns and things like that, right? Have you not noticed that all your white supremacists, none of them are fucking white anymore? Like, none of them are white. You don't see fucking white dudes. If you see a group of white dudes, those are federal agents. They just are. Like, we have goobers show up here. You have the weirdo that always wants to talk machine gun. But then you have the dude that's pretty in shape, and he carries himself pretty well, and he uses a vocabulary. You can tell that's a fucking cop. Like, you can just pick them out. So how do we circumvent? Get out of the town. Don't rely on the systems. Have some good dudes around you. and just produce your own shit. Like start like it sounds ridiculous, but fucking put your hand in the ground. You're white yourself. Yeah, I am white, Karina. What does that have to do with any fucking thing that I just said at all? Anything. How does that come into here? And thank you for your first comment, even though I have 5,000 videos here on this channel. I said white supremacist, so Karina has shown up because the powers that, I guess she's our federal agent handler, perhaps. So put your hand in the dirt, right? Go fucking plant a garden, like oregano. I'm black. Dawn, welcome. I got tons of friends that are black. We don't care. We don't care what color you are. We're all here for a common interest, right? Like we have self-reliance festival here. I don't care what color person shows up. We got black dudes with white women. We got white guys with black women. We don't care. We're here because we're having a conversation about how to be more self-reliant and rely less on the government, right? Do you know that 60% of every dollar that you earn, you spend through taxes, right? You are taxed when you earn. You are taxed when you spend. You are taxed when you die. Wouldn't you rather keep some of your own money? Like they literally, everybody takes fucking money every time you move money. Karina, where are you at? Dying to hear what you got to say. Should our agrarian villages have carrying capacity? Absolutely they should. I mean, most people don't even know what carrying capacity means, right? If you have 4 people, how many chickens do you need? And if we have a surplus of those chickens, what can we do? What can we trade those eggs for? My man John, I must say, very impressed. I've been over on your page checking you out. Love what you're doing. Thanks, man. You should come out. Guys, we have Self-Reliance Festival here. People come literally from around the world to come to the events. We're about to have our 7th one. And it's not like guns and shit. There is a shooting school, a gun-fighting school in this town. That's why I moved here, because James Yeager, I did a lot of business with him for years and years. The school is here. The curriculum is here. The cadre is here. They have 600-acre range. You can come here and learn to gunfight. We talk about how to start a business, right? People on this videos all the time ask, hey, what should I buy? The truth is, if you have to ask what you should buy, I don't want you to buy anything. I want to, like, guys are always like, man, I want to do what you do. They see the cool stuff here. I'm 52. I started this company when I was 17 years old, right? I can tell you how to start a business. I can tell you how to grow a business. People are like, but what business should I start? Or the common thing you hear a lot is, money isn't everything. It sure makes things easier. Money buys you options, right? The person saying money isn't everything never has any money. You will look at their social media profiles, or if you followed them around, what you will find is they get up at the same time every morning. They spend a little time at home hurrying to get ready to go to work, to go to a job they complain about, at a place they don't want to go, and to be with people that they don't like, right? And then they get home on the weekend and they don't do anything great on the weekend. They spend most of the time on the weekend talking shit about people that they have to work with, right? I would say that money is everything in your life, if that's you. How do we take, after you pay all your bills, what do you spend that last part of the money on, right? Or accumulate it to do something. Let's identify that, and then let's take that and figure out how you can make that your income source, whether it be through social media, or it's a product that you create, or you have something to teach that draws, right? I live in the most impoverished town, the most impoverished county of all of Tennessee. But we bring 10,000 people every year here. We bring them to this property right here. Why do people fly here from Japan, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Germany, Israel, even Russia? Why do they fly here to come here? Not to this town, to come right here to this property. Why? How can you do that, right? They want to come and hear what we have to say. They want to see if what we show is really real. They want to believe, but they have to see it, right? When Bear said, hey, we're going to be at this tornado up here, we loaded as much rice as we could fit into that truck to donate it to the cause. But I really went because I wanted to see Bear. I wanted to see if what I had watched and what he said on the internet for the last 18 months was real. And I think that's probably why people come here a lot of times. We don't really edit our videos. We show you exactly what happened. Because when people come here, you see a lot of social media content guys, you watch it and you feel like you know them, but when then you see them in real life, they don't look like they actually look. It was angles, or she had a bunch of makeup on or whatever, and you see this really curated, beautiful garden, but when you see the property, everything's fucking dead. It looks like a fucking combined area feed operation. So I think it's important to just be genuine. But how do we identify that thing that you love to do and monetize that? That's what we do here. I don't have a program that I sell you. I stand here for hours every night. This video has been going for 115 minutes. I've not tried to sell you a single fucking thing. I showed you a few things that we made today. Most of it's probably already sold because we put out an email and a text. I've showed you this rig right here that I made behind this camera system, behind this iPad. And I've told you that it's on auction. It's going to sell for probably $1,500 for this thing in the next few hours here when I close it. I don't care if you bid on it. I don't care who buys any of this shit. It all sells. Like, I'm the best in the fucking world that there is at this shit. I don't try to sell this shit. I don't even care if anybody on this video buys it. It will sell somewhere. We ship all around the world every day. I do this. There's 186 people here. I do this because about 100 of these people I know in real life. It just jumped to 191. I know these guys. This is me sitting in a coffee shop bullshitting with my friends. This is what I do every fucking night. It is the slave mentality. That's our next shirt, Josh. I think I sent you the copy of that shirt, the artwork. Zeke, I'm sure that's what the brown... What did Zeke... Come on, just the fact that there's a dude that's actually named Zeke. As you age, have your priorities changed? Yeah, a little bit. I do everything faster because I'm fucking halfway dead. I'm already done. No matter what happens, I don't get that time back. TJ is the same. Yeah, I know TJ. Like, I get to say TJ is a friend of mine. TJ calls me his friend. We have occupied the same space dozens of times. I have hours of content we have recorded. We've cried together. We've done a lot of shit. Like, I know TJ. San Diego says hi. Frank Powell, how are you, buddy? I grew up in San Diego. How about a bloodbath shirt? What would it say? The comment above Josh's slave comment. Let's see. Zeke. Joshua would rather be on their good side instead of mysteriously offing myself. I'm not sure what that's about, but right on. Farkle Sparks. Sparkle Farts. Do you think the Democrats will apply martial law before the election? If you're going to see it, that's where it's going to come from. Look, there is no posse comitatus anymore. It's not a real thing. They will definitely use military powers against you. All of your old school, old guard, weathered and tested personnel, whether it be military or law enforcement, they were pushed out. I think that's a lot of what this was in the last couple of years. Who was most likely not to take the vax? It was also the person most likely to uphold the Constitution or the law, and they have pushed a lot of those guys out. Who fills that position? The brown shirts. I was just doing my job. Everybody was just doing their job. Your United States government was complacent in those Jew camps, in the Jewish camps, all the death camps. The machines that were in every one of those camps was from IBM. IBM stands for International Business Machine. The first ovens that were in Nazi Germany when they tried to burn the Jewish bodies up were made in Ohio. You will look in the internet right now and try to fact check me, and the internet will tell you that that is not true. It is very true. It is 100% fucking true. Fanta soda is made by Coca-Cola. Fanta soda was made for the Nazis when they put an embargo on Coca-Cola. Ford, during the war, when they couldn't get metal for cars, went to Nazi Germany and had parts made for cars that came into the United States. The metal that was used in the Zeros that bombed Pearl Harbor was sold to the Japanese during World War II. Right? This all sounds crazy, right? The president of the United States during World War II went to Nazi Germany 24 times. This sounds insane, right? You haven't heard any of these things, have you? Do you have any advice on starting your own thing business and not having to answer to a corporate boss? Steve, I have thousands of hours of content about exactly that. That's what I talk about every day, all the time. I have tons of advice. You just need to ask more questions and we can flesh that out. I have a membership here on YouTube. It's $10. I don't care if you buy it or not. What it gives you access to is I sit down with my wife and we do a podcast every Friday. We did one today. It's about 2 hours long. As a member, you get to ask questions. You can ask one question. You can ask 10 questions. We answer your question on a video and make an in-depth video about it. Those videos are usually between 90 minutes and 3 hours long. There are several people on this video right now who are members in there, who we've become friends with, and we've given them advice. And the biggest thing is action, right? It doesn't necessarily even matter who you take the advice from. It's just implementing and putting it in motion. And there's a lot of people on here who have quit their real day jobs, their slave jobs. They're not on the tax plantation anymore. And they on the paycheck plantation. And they've started companies. And the beauty of having a company is when you do business yourself, face to face, you can take cash and nobody knows that you have or had that cash. I'm not telling you to commit crimes. I'm just pointing out some things to you. What is your business? What would you start, right? What service or what good do you offer? What do you produce that people would want to buy? Identify a problem and then offer the solution. There's even a 99-cent membership on YouTube. It's limited. Yeah, it doesn't get you anything. At the $10 level, you get access to all of my videos as we publish them. They come out free. You don't have to be a member. They come out free 6 months to a year later. There's also a thing on Patreon where you can try out a free membership. It doesn't fucking get you access to anything. I don't know why they did it. So, Steve-O, Gray, what would your business do? Sorry for responding myself, but if they pushed martial law, do you think it would postpone the election? Yes, I don't think you're going to see an election. I think something's going to happen, or Trump's going to have a heart attack, or his plane's going to crash. We already know they'll steal an election. Does anybody on here, 163 people, does anybody think that that was a legit election? Do you really think Biden got more votes than Obama did? Do you think Obama really got those votes? They're making me say this. They're watching. Are you crazy? Or are you a federal agent? Here's the thing with martial law, guys. Everybody's worried about the National Guard and martial law. Where do you live? Are you in a major city? My National Guard here is not going to National Guard this town. They're going to mobilize this National Guard, and they're going to send them to support someplace else, probably out of state. The last thing they want is National Guardsmen having to police or patrol local people where they actually know them. There's not enough National Guard. If you took all of the National Guard in Tennessee, they couldn't secure all the federal locations. Some people, intrusive thoughts are winning tonight. Probably just crazy. Zeke, I don't know who you are, buddy. I don't know anything about you, man. Biden got 81 million votes, but not 81 million voters. Yeah. Well, I mean, people that had been dead for 50, 60 years, and then people with the same Social Security number voted multiple times. Why would they want voters to not have to have any kind of registration? You have to have a registration to have a car. You have to have registration to pay taxes. They didn't cheat with Clinton because they didn't think Trump, yeah. In Pennsylvania, they caught post office destroying mail-in ballots. Yeah, they caught truckloads of mail-in ballots. Bruh. The fact that you say bruh, I usually remove people that say bruh. Bruh. This is a psyop. Where's the psyop? What is? This machines, all these sewing machines here and all this shit we make, or the election, you're saying the election's a psyop. Like, what are we talking about here? Ah, Zeke, you got yourself removed. The fact that the Electoral College still voted for Biden is the real problem. Yeah, does anybody know how the Electoral College works? Do you know why they're putting all these illegals into states? Where are they going? Where are all the illegals going? Why are they putting so many illegals into states that are typically blue states or red states or whatever, right? Why? When they put all those illegals in, what that means, depending on how many electoral seats, 1 vote equals 3 votes, 1 vote equals 2 votes, right? You know that, right? Yeah, how are those sanctuary cities looking? How's that fucking working out? China is buying farmland. Yeah, we're letting China buy farmland, but we're worried about TikTok. China owns all the fucking meat processing companies in the United States, like the majority of them. So when I point that stuff out, you know where none of that's happening? It's not happening here. We didn't have lockdowns. We still grow our food. The big part of the problem in the United States is we keep people alive that won't keep themselves alive. And the government takes your money and gives to them, and then they vote for the more of the government. But when we say they take our money, they don't really take our money and give it to them. They take your money, for sure, they do. And then they create new money and give it away. Like, they didn't actually take your dollar. Your dollar didn't actually come, your taxes didn't come from you, go into an account, and then leave that account to pay the people that won't work. That's not how it works. That is to keep you involved in the system and believing in the system. They actually just create that money that they give to those people. They take your money away so that you can't get further ahead. Up in 1971, a man could work a job, one man could work a job and provide for his wife and 2.5 kids. And any money that was in the bank would actually gain more money every year. In 1971, that changed. Anybody know what happened in 1971 where your money started to devalue? If you left money in the bank, it didn't make any more money. It lost money when you left money in the bank. What happened in 1971? Wealth inequality, it's not a goddamn thing. Fucking work more. When you're young, work 18 fucking hours a day. If you don't make enough money, you have to get another job or you have to make more money for your time. You have to spend more time working or you have to make more money per hour. And the real answer is make more money per hour and spend more time. There is no such thing as inequality. Those are your fucking problems. How many young black men left the fucking ghetto and made millions and millions of dollars? I'm sure you can think of 20 or 30 of them right now. Then how can we talk about inequality? The inequality is manipulation. Why did they break up the family? Why did they put all those women in projects and then not allow the father to be there? Out of black families, what is the fatherless rate of that family versus the normal middle-class white family? That's by design. It's on purpose. There is no father figure that brings those families up. Yeah, the Bretton Woods system. Yeah, we went completely. It's more than 70%, Joshua. It's way higher than 70%. We went completely off the gold standard. It was tied to nothing anymore. I'm broke because I'm addicted to guns. But guns are never going to lose value. Guns will never lose value. Ammunition will never lose value. However, you better be very careful about selling those guns legally or otherwise, because they will come after you for selling firearms without a license. Yeah, transition from gold to fiat. Is Bitcoin a part of your... I buy Bitcoin, buddy. I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin. I saw a lot of people like, Bitcoin crashed today. I don't know. I have a fucking lot more money in Bitcoin than when I fucking bought the Bitcoins. You will never see a successful person pointing out that somebody else has lost something or failed. You will never find a successful person anywhere on the internet talking shit to somebody else. Successful people are busy being successful. Every time Bitcoin crashes, I'll have these DMs in Instagram or on Facebook, people pointing out, I bet you wish you sold that Bitcoin. No, I don't wish that I had. When Bitcoin's down, I'm actually going to buy a lot more Bitcoin. My Bitcoin has gone up about 400% since I bought it, and it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bitcoin always crashes. They say it crashes. Look up Bitcoin obituary if you don't know what that is. Just check out Bitcoin obituary. It's pretty interesting. Every time Bitcoin goes up, right? The highest I ever saw it was $71,000. It actually has been above that recently. 70 grand was the most I saw a year or so ago. And then it came down to 13. And people panicked and sold it. That's what they were saying today. $30 billion of Bitcoin was cashed out today. That's great. Every time Bitcoin runs, people who can't afford to have money in Bitcoin use their rent money to buy Bitcoin or other things. And then when it's time to pay, they cash out of it. And they make a little bit of money, but that's a taxable event. Like if you profited, you got to give, the IRS is going to steal part of your money. A lot of people just won't pay it and they'll never be looked at. But a lot of people, successful people, will always be looked at, especially depending who you vote for. Bitcoin is a store of wealth. It's generational wealth. You're not ever going to cash out and convert into cash. You take the Bitcoin, and there are banks that will give you a loan against the Bitcoin. When you pay a loan back, that is not a taxable event. You can use Bitcoin as collateral to buy property or assets or whatever. Don't use the Bitcoin. Now you have other people that are like, I'm not going to use Bitcoin because how do I spend it? I don't have the time to have conversations with dumb people. I don't care what you do. But when Bitcoin always goes up, it always comes down. When it comes down, it's always higher than it was. And it always goes back up. If you really want to know what's up with Bitcoin, if you want to know how to use Bitcoin, get a Cash App account. You can do it in about 2 minutes. You can buy Bitcoin right on Cash App. Buy you $10 of Bitcoin. Every week, add $10 to your Bitcoin. And then every day or every couple days, get on there and look at your Bitcoin. And you can look at it as today, and you can slide the bar and see where it went up and down and what the dollar value was. You can look at it at a week. You can look at a month. You can look at a year. You can look at overall. And on a day, it might look very fucking turbulent. And on a week, it almost always rises. And on a month, it always rises. And at a year, it always rises. And on overall, it has risen greatly. You could have bought Bitcoin for pennies. For fucking pennies. You could have put if you'd have put your $1,400 stimulus in Bitcoin, $1,400 when they're giving everybody that bullshit money, right? I didn't get one of those checks. When they gave you $1,400 or $1,200, whatever your stimulus was, what would you have right now? You'd have like 60 grand. Does that make any more sense? If you had $1,400 and put it in the safe, whenever they gave you your stimulus check, how many gallons of gas could you have bought when you gave you the $1,400 versus how many gallons of gas you could buy today? But if you'd put the $1,400 on Bitcoin, you'd have like 60 grand. If the net goes down, you have way bigger fucking problems than Bitcoin. If the net goes down, your cash isn't worth anything either. And the people asking that question, they don't ever have anything. How much money is in your bank right now? If your car caught on fire right now, asteroid hits your car, your insurance isn't going to cover it. act of God. If a riot burns your fucking house down tonight, your insurance isn't covering it. Do you have enough money in your bank account that you could go buy another car tomorrow? If your transmission went out in your car today, you got enough money to fix your transmission? Most people don't. Most people do not have $1,000 in their bank account. Ever. Never. Not once. Most people. 95% of people in the United States do not have $1,000. Dogecoin, as a joke, a few years ago, bought a house with it. Those are real conversations. Like there's real people saying that shit. It's less than 14K when I cashed out and got a road bike. Personally, I like riding bikes. Aaron, I have 24 motorcycles. And I didn't cash out. But that you're a grown-ass man, man. That's your money. You spend your money however you want. Those are conversations that we tell ourselves to justify the mistakes that we made. I don't care what you did. I don't judge you for it. I don't think you're wrong for it. If that brings you pleasure, then more fucking power to you, man. I hope that motorcycle has allowed you to start social media and start some kind of revenue, right? To where you make money for having such joy in the motorcycle. And I would hope that you invent, design, or co-create some products where you have some revenue coming from the motorcycle and some content, right? I hope that you would go out and make such good content that Cycle Gear hits you up and like, hey, we'll give you an affiliate link and we'll send you these jackets and you test them out and talk about them. And then anybody clicks through your link, we'll give you 14% of the revenue off the sales, right? Surely you did that, right? Because you don't have the Bitcoin anymore. Surely buying the motorcycle has created tons of wealth for you, I hope. What's the deal with $1,200 rig versus a $60 rig? Nothing, Sterling. Get your $60 rig. Get your $60 rig. It'll completely work for what you're doing. I manufacture here in the United States. All of my materials cost twice as much as they did just last year. I hire U.S. citizens, and I pay a higher wage than car. I have girls working on my floor right here, making, after 5 years, making more than Carhartt pays their mothers after 20 years. Aaron, you show the panda mask? Bicycle. My content was more pictures while gallivanting. That's awesome, Aaron. What kind of bikes you get? I like Specialized. I really like S-Works stuff. When will the auction end on the LBV Tiger Stripe? I don't know. Whenever I end it. I know that's vague, but that's the real answer. Whenever I end it. When I get off of here, I'm going to go and make a drink. I'm going to probably take a shower. I'm going to get in bed, and I'm going to just fuck around on the internet for a little while, which really means I'll open up my email program and answer a bunch of emails or set a bunch to print. Probably look at Facebook. I'll probably have a YouTube video running also. And I'll look at this auction, or I might forget. I might even fall asleep with a computer in my lap. That happens a lot of times. And I'll forget that I even have an auction going, and I'll look at it in the morning. I'd love to wear the panda mask. Those came from Walmart. We bought those at Walmart a couple years ago. We have some motorcycles. We were riding around little motorcycles and wearing those masks. We'll joust with carpet tubes and do silly shit. I wake up and go to sleep with SOE videos. Formal liberal, I don't know what I am now. But maybe you don't have to be anything, man. How about I just am a hardworking American that loves my family and wants to see the value of my money buy the things I want to buy, right? How about that? Why does there always have to be it? And there always is an enemy. Unfortunately, there is. Most of it's your government. Can you identify anything your government did for you this week, this month, this year? Can you identify anything they did to you? Can you identify anything they did for you? It's a very big difference. Will I share my email? You can find my email. Just email me through the website. Military grade pound of suit. Never mind. Found it. Got it. Take 50% of my... Exactly. It's weird, man. When you're out there working and you're in that 95-degree heat and there's dust all around from equipment running around and you're digging a hole with a shovel or swinging a hammer, the government's nowhere there, right? When it's 100 degrees out and you're drinking fucking water that you got out of your car that is fucking also 100 degrees, government's nowhere there. Nowhere. They sure are there, though, when it's time to get that check. They're there fucking taking a lot of your money. And when you work, check this out, right? When you work 40 hours a week and you want to make some more money, so you work 60 hours a week, you know they take even more of your money. The more money you make, the higher percentage of it that they take from you. How weird is that? They punish you for trying to do better for yourself. They take even more of your money. Instead of 30%, they take 35 or 40% when you make more money. Why is that? Why is that? Aaron Myers, have a good night, man. Bob Lester, yeah, we're still live for a few minutes. The government is more likely to do something to us than for us. Well, just stop and think about that. In the last 30 days, let's just say this year, can you identify anything that your government did to you or for you that made your life better? On the opposite side of that, can you identify anything come to mind that your government did to you or did that makes your life fucking more chaotic or in more turmoil? I think you could identify a lot of one and none of the other. Been working 90 hours. Open source tiny homestead. I like that name. Neat name. You gotta learn to play the game. Yeah. Or learn to not participate in the game in some instances. Never see old Uncle Sam helping me out. Yeah. With my money, I've made the complete change into crypto. Uncle Sam doesn't get access to my money anymore. So you have it in a wallet, move it offline, right? They still know that you bought it. Well, maybe not if you're mining it or if somebody else sent it to you, depending how it was sent. BMV? You mean like DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles? Just allowed 8-year renewals? That's awesome. Why in the fuck are we paying them anything? They taxed you when you bought it. They're going to tax you when you sell it. Why are we out paying them? What do we pay DMV for? For their chipper personality? Well, as a mechanic, I didn't see a difference between 60 hours and 90 hours. Those 30 went to taxes. Yep. But they'll give it back to you at the end of the year. Really? Really? Are they giving it back with interest? Bob, you and I both know how to do that. Most people don't, though. And how many vehicles can you? And they took that away. They fucking took that away. The 6,000-pound vehicle rating, right? You know that's gone, right? The Hummer, the G-Wagon, the Porsche Taycan was on there because it's so heavy with the batteries, right? The Panamera was on there. You know that's not the case anymore, right? Car I got D from North Carolina. I had to mail the tag back to him so North Carolina wouldn't fine him when he took it off his insurance. Tax code 88,000. Yeah, 80,000 pages is what you got to do. 8,000 is what you got to do. 80,000 is how not to do it. Pay emissions bullshit. Yeah, we don't have that here in Tennessee. Bob, do you get to write off your taxes for court fees? You get to write those lawyer fees off? Canada, we can pan for gold and don't have to claim it. It's hard work, but it's worth it. Have to claim it? Why would you claim it? Yeah, you still got to make the money. That's it exactly. A lot of people are like, that's a write-off. You have to. It doesn't mean the IRS gives you a check. It means you just pay them a little bit less of what they take from you. Next Self-Reliance Festival is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Right here on this property. The moonshiners call the ATF revenuers. ATF is a branch of the Treasury. You're absolutely correct, man. And you know why during Prohibition, in Appalachia, you know why they didn't go up in those moonshiners after those stills? You could see the fires on the hills because everybody knew where those fucking sheriffs lived. A lot of those revenuers appeared. They disappeared when they went after those moonshiners. Don't have to have a gold claim. No, I understand what he's saying. Why would you have to have a gold claim to just go out there where nobody is and pan for gold? All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good evening. If you're curious to see how these auctions work, I have an auction right now on Facebook. This rig, it's on the Special Operations Equipment Facebook page. I know a lot of people who are not familiar with the company. They hear me say things and they can't fathom that. Go take a look and see what this auction is running at right now. Guys, I do these videos every night. We'll do one tomorrow night also. So like and subscribe. Set your notifications so you know when we go live. If this is the first time you've seen these or the only videos you've seen are these lives, I've got 5 different video series that we do. There's 5,000 real videos on YouTube. I have 2 podcast video series that I also do every week. So you can check it out, see what we're kind of really about. There's a lot of content there, very different from these videos here. Self-Reliance Festival's coming up. You can get tickets at self-reliancefestival.com. That's here in 2 weeks. You can still get VIP tickets, which gets you access a day or two early. Cool thing about that is all the people you want to come see are here before there's thousands of people here. Before everybody gets here, you get to hang out in the evening. We all hang out and bullshit. And you get to talk to them when there's 100 people instead of 700 people. Homestead Apprentice is a TV show that we're doing. You can check that out. I think you can still put your application in for that. We have some different levels of participation and sponsorship there. Homesteadapprentice.com, check that out. We've got good YouTube pages and Instagrams for both of those, Self-Reliance Festival and Homestead Apprentice. So if you would, check those out for us and like and subscribe there. It helps push the algorithms out. Davis wants to auction off a blemish holster. I told him to put him in the trap. Yeah, he doesn't have the name yet to be putting out blemish holsters. He really shouldn't be selling any holsters yet. He should put those holsters in the hands of people. While those holsters might look great, the last thing he wants to do is put out some fucking holsters and have an issue that we have not identified yet. Especially with the name attached to him. What's Homestead Apprentice on? You can check it out, homesteadapprentice.com. Glock 43 and holster. Nice. Nice. You're getting a sewing machine. Right on. Right on. All right, guys. Hey, I'm out.